Mm, New day. Mm. New day, new way. Turn it up, leaning 15 minutes. Let the change begin. Busy life, big dreams, so much noise in your ears. We cut straight through, make the next step clear. Thought for Thursday, real talk, real tools right now. In 15 we move the dial, simple steps, strong moves, you'll see how. Thought for Thursday, clarity that sticks, you'll feel it from insight to action. And impact that stays. Thought for Thursday, let's change a day.
Well, hello everyone. I hope that you can hear me now. Again, we are here. It's Thought for Thursday, and I'm coming to you basically on Thursday, of course, and it's during a period where we focus in on one topic for all of 15 minutes. And before you leave, you will have the solutions. You'll have 5 things that you can use, tools for growth, tools that are going to help you to level up. And that's what we'll focus on here today. I apologize for the technical difficulties that we've had, but I think that we are okay now. And if you cannot hear me, I'll be certain to look out to see if I can get an indication from someone that you're having some problems hearing. But as I said earlier, we're focused in on adaptability this week. We've been talking about that quite a bit. And it's something that we may not give a whole lot of focus to. It's something that we may not pay a whole lot of attention to. But it's definitely something that we need to be aware of, particularly if we want to focus in on making sure that we're going to bring about change in our lives. So frequently we get to a point where we know that things need to change. We understand that. We know that things aren't where we want them to be. We have goals, we have aspirations, we have dreams, we have things that we really want to bring to fruition. And we believe that we're doing all of the right things to make them happen, and then try to figure out, well, why are things just not going in the direction that I really want them to go in? um and I want to talk to you about this, because what we may not realize is that there is a version of us that the next level really requires. And this version is one in which we have to think differently, one in which we have to respond differently, one that lets go of things differently. All right. We may say that we are good at letting go of things, but really, when you're changing and going through a process, when you're moving to another level, that may even change. How we adapt, of course, is what I'm talking about. How it is that we even restructure how we respond to things. What I've learned is that most women don't really struggle, because they can't do it or whatever. It's because they're trying to step into a new life while continuing to kind of hold on to where they currently are, where they've been. All right. But we want different results, but we don't want to change in the way in which we really need to change in order to get to those results. In other words, we don't want to make those adjustments. We don't want to be adaptable. And life just doesn't work that way. And if you haven't realized that before, you're probably starting to feel it a little bit now as you come to yet another month, another year, another period in your life where things are just the same and things aren't changing and you can't figure out what's going on. The truth is really that each new level that we go to really does require a new version of us. That doesn't mean that we can't be our same selves, but we have to change in that whatever we do, we have to adjust so that we can meet the new level where we're trying to go, so that when we move into it still being ourselves, but being our best selves, of course, so that we can bring about the difference that we want to see. So I remember a time in life, when things just didn't go the way I expected. And I say that as though that doesn't happen now in life. But I'm thinking of a particular time. Plans changed, doors seemed to close in every direction. I don't care which way I was looking, the door was closing. Situations kept shifting. Um, and my initial reaction when all of this started occurring was to resist, resist the change, in some instances, just kind of even walk away, kind of turn a deaf ear rather than face it, because I really kind of wanted things to stay the same. But of course, in staying um, the same was the very thing that was preventing me from growing. All right. I wanted that change. I didn't want to see all the things. I wanted it to go in a certain direction, and it just wasn't going that way. And I wasn't accepting of that. And even more so, I wasn't accepting of the piece that I played and not letting things get to that new level. You don't really, get there by trying to force things to go a certain way. You get there by making adjustments, by tweaking things. So I like to call what I'm talking to you tonight about, I like to call them transition tools. They're adjustment tools. They're tools nonetheless. I talk on Tuesdays about tools for triumph. And in many respects, these are tools for triumph as well. These are tools that are going to help you to make the adjustment that you need to make in order to get to the place that you need to be. So, what are some of those tools? I'm going to give you five, as you probably already figured out. And the first one is a tool that's going to help us in our adjustment process is understanding that we need to accept reality quickly. Don't be like me. Don't resist it. Don't turn a deaf ear. Don't figure just because I don't like how things are going, I can ignore them and, they'll go away. It doesn't happen that way, because the longer you resist what's happening, the longer you delay that growth. And that may be why you are still at the same height that you have been for a number of years now, because you are not accepting of reality, and you are limiting yourself because of it, and your height has been stymied. You are just stuck at a certain level. So it doesn't mean that you always agree when you accept reality, but you got to be aware. You have to be accepting. You got to be aware, and don't kind of look at things and just assume that they'll go away and they'll change if you ignore them. Kind of ask yourself, what is this season really requiring of me? Not last season, this one right here, where you're seeing those things that you really don't want to see. What is that season requiring of me? We've talked about this before, and it still absolutely applies. And that is, it's important to release that identity. We talk about releasing things that don't serve us, releasing things that aren't profiting us. Well, sometimes that's our identity. It's important for us to realize that sometimes we have to release that because it just no longer fits us. This identity, in many instances, those are identities that we have uh, attached or kind of latched on to because someone else has required us to have this identity. And a lot of us doing that, we get stuck because we're loyal to who it is that we used to be. All right. We want to change, but we still want to stay loyal to that old self in some respects. And you've got to release it. Your next level may require you, as I've already said, you got to think differently. You got to move differently. You got to show up differently. Again, you are looking at ways in which you can adapt so that you can make the change happen. Give yourself permission to do it. We've talked about that before as well. You're not betraying, your old self. Some of us feel that way too. You are becoming your new self. And in order to do that, you've got to make sure that you let go of that old person that you used to cling on to that really isn't going to profit you in moving forward. What else? Stay flexible in your thinking. Stay flexible. You know, you think of it, the first thing that came across my mind are hot tracks, and I may be dating myself a bit. Those were these little, elastic rubber car tracks that you used to put the Hot Wheels on. Yeah, I know I'm really dating myself. But the thing is, you can arrange them in so many different ways, and you could bend them, and you could, we used to hit one another with them too. Not the best thing to do, not what they were designed to do. But my point is, those things were so flexible. They were bendable. You can bend them in any kind of way. And sometimes you could kind of bend them to kind of mold in the direction that you wanted the car to go. Well, think about that when you think about how, or when it comes to your thinking. All right. It's important to be flexible. Adaptable women don't see change as failure. Change is what's going to get you to progress. It's going to get you in a position to progress. Change is not failing. Change isn't always what you really want it to be, but change is necessary in order to bring about the results that you want to achieve. See change as profitable feedback, even if it's stuff that you don't really want. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? For example, when change happens in your life, ask, well, what is this teaching me? I always say things happen in your life for a reason, and you learn from each and everything that you go through, even if it means I've learned to not go that way again. But guess what? You learned a lesson, right? So don't think that, or don't get in a frame of mind where things have to be a certain way. Be open, be more flexible, be willing to see things outside of the box. Because in many instances, in many cases, it's what is outside of that box that's going to help you to grow. It's that box that's kept you where you are. All right. That box that you're in right now, it's kept you exactly where you are. It's held you really well, and you haven't been able to change, and you haven't adapted, and you haven't moved. Ask what where you are is teaching me. Make sure that you're always on top of how you are thinking about things, because a simple shift in thought, it can really change everything. All right, number 4. Where are we? Number 4, focus on what you can control. Oh my goodness, we hit this on so many different levels when I come to you, but you really do have to focus on what you can control. There is so much that we can't. There's a great deal that we can. But what's important is to understand which is which one is a can do, and which one is a no can do, and focus on the can do. And then for me, the no can do things I leave to prayer. The things that I can handle, all right? And even in those things that I think I can handle, I'm still praying my way through things, because it is so important to be able. We talk about boundaries, but understanding, this is where it stops. I cannot do this anymore. I can't control how this person thinks. I can't control how this person works. Can't control how this person does things. I can't control the bad habits that someone else has, but I can control what I do. I can control how I think. I can control how I intend to approach things. You can control your response, but you can't control the response of others. You can control your mindset, but you can't control the mindset of others. Your willingness to move forward, your ability to move forward, is tied to how it is that you do this, how it is that you focus on what you can control versus what you can't. And the last thing that I want to tell you is trust that adjustment. It's a part of your reinvention. Don't think, I know it's scary. I'm not saying that sometimes, going from one place to another and making change and adjusting, and especially if you've been doing something all your life and now you got to adjust, it's a scary place to be. But every adjustment you make is really shaping you, just like that hot track that I talked about. It's really, really shaping you, or even Play Doh. And I know I'm going way back now. I'm assuming that we still play with Play Doh, but think about how you could mold that and shape it, or just, I don't know, things that they have on Disney now, Gook that they play with. You can mold and shape that in any way that you want. Think of your adjustment being the same way. Reinvention requires that you're not starting over again, you are becoming. So, what I want you to remember, I told you, of course, these 5 things. Remember, your next level is not blocked, it's waiting for that adjustment. Don't turn yourself off to adjusting. Realize that it is important for you to do so. It is an important part of where you're going and what you're trying to do. Take that small step. Never try to take on that whole elephant at, one bite. You got to take it a bite at a time. Things happen with each movement that you make. So remember, ask yourself, what is life asking me to adjust to? And then approach that adjustment, knowing that it's going to be for the better of you, knowing that it is going to work better than where you are sitting and not adjusting to where you want to go. And that's it. 5 tools for adjustment, 5 tools that are going to help you to get to that next level. In 4 weeks, we have the Miss Corporate America competition coming to you from Bowie, Maryland this year. We are so excited. We have 14 dynamic, powerful, bright, intelligent, incredibly nice, and just so awesome to deal with women coming your way, who have done great things in business, great things in their community. And they're coming. This is an organization where we celebrate their achievements, where we help them to get the things that are necessary to go to the next level, to help them to continue to grow in what it is that they're doing, and continue to grow in what they are trying to do in the community. I want to invite you, this is your personal invitation, to join us if you are in the area. If you're not, there are ways that you can participate. You can be a sponsor and get your information before so many people that we have connections to, so many people that we are endeavoring to reach and reaching even that night. We are giving awards to women who are making major inroads in the community. Walla Blagay is getting award from us that night. We have Carmen Thompson, the mother of Dakar Thompson, who has been very instrumental in getting legislation passed that's going to help the county. We are also presenting awards to others in the community. Not to mention, these women are going to be showing you and telling you about what they are doing, telling you about their platform, showing you what they have done, where they are going. They have worked tirelessly since being a queen for their region, and they have such great prospects ahead of them. I'm very proud of what they've done, and I know that you will be very pleased, very engaged, excited. You will leave invigorated by what it is that they're going to do that night and what it is they're going to tell you about, and just encouraged to know that people are doing great things. Women are doing great things in the world, in the community, in this region. So, without going on any further, I want you to come out. Tickets are on sale right now, and I want you to go and grab yours. Scan the QR code that looks like it's right below my chin there. Go and get your tickets. It is an event you do not want to miss. If you cannot be there, well, then go on our website to find out more about how you can be a sponsor, how you can get your name in the book, how it is in our program book. There are so many different ways that you can be a part of this, and we want you there. We're excited about it. The women are absolutely elated. In another week or so, we will be putting up videos of them, and you'll be able to see what it is that they're doing in the community and hear more about their platform, hear some interesting state facts about their region, and more. So listen out for that. We're calling you to vote in that one for our media rock star. So again, scan here to get your ticket. Go to our website, maryland.misscorporateamerica.com, so that you can be sure to be a part of the excitement. And we are indeed excited. All right. So listen, no matter what you do, make sure that you create impact whatever it is, wherever it is that you go. Do something that's going to change things for you for better. If it requires reinvention, don't shy away from it. Touch something that only your imprint can make a difference for, then that can make a difference with. Change things for you, change things for the people around you. Take care of yourself in this environment. There's so much going on. Make sure you do everything in your will to stay healthy. And until I see you the next time, make sure you do all that's possible to be well. Have a great one.
Mm, New day. New day, new way. Turn it up, leaning 15 minutes. Let the change begin. Busy life, big dreams, so much noise in your ears. We cut straight through, make the next step clear. Thought for Thursday, real talk, real tools right now. In 15 we move the dial, simple steps, strong moves, you'll see how. Thought for Thursday, clarity that sticks, you'll feel it from insight to action, and impact that stays. Thought for Thursday, let's change a day.